This is your weekly trip to paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary Risponi. Paradise, Louisiana is also brought to you by Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, IMCO, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.
Welcome this week's edition of Paradise, Louisiana. I'm Gary Risponi.
I'm Jason Lemoyne.
And my future co-host, partner. You've been a very busy man this past few weeks, and we're going to talk about some of the adventures you had. This is what I always call my voice boy, or my voice leader, correspondent. Been there for years. So glad to have you back.
I'm glad to be back.
And I'm a little envious because he covered something I covered for years. You had a 2-day trip to Vidalia. What was the name of that event?
We went to the 24th annual Redneck Outdoor Adventures National Squirrel Dog Hunt and Banquet. And we had a wonderful time. We had...
I got to give Jim Bob credit. He promotes that thing. He's one I learned. He's very good at self-promoting, thank God, because he never have trouble getting sponsors. And he enjoys what he does, and that's why after 20-something years, him and I both, he still enjoy it. I still enjoy it, but what makes me so thankful to God right now that you coming back and helping me. So when we come back, we got the adventures of Jason Lemoyne, the ultimate of voice boy. Stay tuned. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana from Old School Barbecue.
I've been asking him to change the oil for months now, and he never did. So I finally just went to Benny's. They even washed my car for free. And you know what? It was amazing. Yeah, I left Benny's and got home before Rob even knew I was gone.
Benny? Who the heck is Benny?
This is Don Dubuque asking you to join me as a member of the Coastal Conservation Association. For 30 years, CCA has worked in Louisiana to conserve our incredible fisheries, making sure that our fishing is great today and for generations to come. Whether looking out for redfish and specks, eliminating gill nets, building reefs across the coast, or work at the state capitol and in D.C., CCA is doing what's best for the fish and the sport we love so much. Your $30 membership will ensure that this work and our great fishing endures well into the future. Go to ccalouisiana.com and join CCA today.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. Jason, you and I both got LSU. LSU had you went to all ball games. You've been going all week, girls, boys, baseball. I don't know how you keep up and then covered all you did. It reminds me of my younger days.
Well, I'm only 51 years old.
Well,
so
we got our colors on.
Yeah.
LSU women had a big game. Baseball got back on track. For basketball, finally getting caught behind the men's basketball. They couldn't catch up. But track did well. Every time you look around at some LSU sports, they're staying in the limelight.
LSU excels in almost everything that they do.
Before I go any further, you got your, no wonder you're a big alumni LSU forestry class of 96.
That's right. So we one of the things we did this weekend, we had one of our LSU forestry reunions at the Lee Memorial Forest in Bogalusa. It was a Friday, Saturday event. A lot of the people that I haven't seen in 28 years when I graduated. We had the class of 96, 97, and 98, the ones that could make it. And we had a little reunion, got to visit with it. Friday I had the 24th annual Redneck Adventures National Squirrel Dog Banquet and Hunt. So I wasn't able to go.
I've been there many times.
Yeah, it was a very, very good time. Met some good people.
Oh,
I got teamed up with Mr. Ronnie Hughes from Brandon, Mississippi, and a group from Houma. And both groups happen to love Paradise, Louisiana. So I was able to get a little bit of
Thank
footage
you.
from that.
I don't
And-
want it to turn out to a mutual admiration society, but there's a lot of good shows on that TV, and these
Yes, there
people
are.
that watch. So I'm going to say a prayer that Jason can help me keep it going on. We'll find a few sponsors. Jason, you know, the forestry, just so happened this week, I've been getting a few pictures from the rabbit hunters, okay? Well, it's on Facebook. They didn't actually send me the pictures. Some of the people I've rabbit hunted with for years, Neil Record, Joe Venable, a lot of the people I rabbit hunted with, and this was going back to the forestry. That's why I'm gonna touch. And they're telling me, you know, some of them selling their dogs, getting out of the business, and begged to go with somebody else. But all of a sudden this year, we done had a drought. We had an ice storm that damaged a lot of trees and falls. So what that had to do with it, I don't know. We know it affects crawfish season.
It's
The
affected
drought,
everything.
everything that's the weather in Louisiana affects something in
It
the
does.
outdoors. I asked a question. I said, why all of a sudden these rabbits? So you got coyote was a problem, bobcats, hogs, a lot of things damaging the rabbit population and doing it. Look, you ought to be able to answer. They planted a lot of young pine trees. And when they grow up, vegetation grows around it, it gets so thick that it protects the rabbits. It gives them a place to hide. What's your take on that, being a forester?
But that's 100% correct, and that's with rabbits, squirrels, deer. You know, you provoke. One thing we do with the timber management side is you manage for timber and wildlife. So, you know, you got areas that you want to squirrel hunt. You know, definitely you don't want to cut all the trees down. You want to try to select, cut through it. Same thing, you're providing the habitat. You know, thick areas, the bobcats and coyotes, it's harder for them to get to it. You know, and a lot of people have been shooting a bunch of coyotes. You know, they hunt 24/7, a coyote and bobcat. A rabbit, his life is just trying to hide. And the thick stuff helps them get away from the predators and get a good set of dogs in there. You run
And
them
a
out.
similar deal I'm gonna show y'all, I'm gonna bring it back and show them. Me and Don and all our crews, we had 2 sets of dogs, 1,800. We used to go hunt in Venice, down in there off the pipelines and whatever. And after Katrina, we just knew everything got wiped out. Wildlife and Fisheries people who are doing the studies explained to us, after Katrina, when the water went down, didn't stay up as long, you know, but when the water went down, the salt water killed vegetation. It killed the predators because they couldn't, they couldn't swim forever. When there was high water, a rabbit was, we were told,
Jump on a log.
climb in a tree
Yeah.
and eat that vegetation
They'll
off
survive.
them leaves the whole time. And when the water go down, they populate themselves. So
That's something.
Jason, let's go back to you in the 24th annual. It's got to be a fun. How many groups you had? Tell us the story. What you saw.
So basically, we get
And
together.
what video you got that Chris might show?
Yeah,
while
well,
we talk.
I had a group from Houma come in. It was 6 guys, father-son teams. They bought they were at a CCA banquet, and the hunt was donated. So I think they paid $600 to come to the banquet and hunt with us. So we teamed up. We had, I want to say 18, 20 dog teams. I had one that I was running, plus Mr. Paul Farrell with Mossy Oak. He had a team and several other guys. And we teamed up with another dog hunter and a group that bought the hunt. And we just had a place in Port Gibson, Mississippi. Mr. Blake Charles with Whitetail Properties was gracious enough to let me utilize his place and hunt. And we had a real good hunt.
Oh, no doubt. But I was watching the video on my phone, and I was listening to dogs. And I'm an old-time rabbit hunter. I ain't made one this year. And you're going to have one coming for next week, in a week or so. So you're going to do that rabbit hunting. You know how envious I am. But I had dogs everybody talks about the music that Rabbit Dogs put.
Yep.
You know, listen, I'm gonna imitate one of the shows one day of me running a rabbit and dog. But
I'd be real curious
if
to see
you
what
ever
that
been
sounds
rabbit
like.
hunting, you can say how close I am to the voice of the dog. But it's still so much music of the squirrel dogs when they tree and they cutting up.
It's
And
fun.
that
It's a
squirrel
good
is
time.
running and jumping. I saw you got video of a couple of kills, and you had a couple of interviews with some of the people on the hunt. And you mentioned Paradise, Louisiana. Jason, I'm so proud and grateful that you doing this right now. I'm gonna extras. Yeah, let me see. Make sure I got it right now. I'm gonna say an extra rosary because your health state, and you can keep up. You know, they used to
I
make
try
fun
to.
of me when I covered 900 miles on a weekend. I'd be going to Venice, to North Louisiana, cover a bass tournament, and come all the way back to Grand Isle and cover another fishing tournament. It was fun. I always had drivers, so.
Well, I was always taught, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. I love what I do. And it's work, but
I
it's
love
fun.
what you do. You know how much I miss traveling with you, even though I used to get fussed at. You know,
You still
you
getting
found
fussed
out I
at.
wasn't a good turkey hunter because I was too loud. And back in them days, I dipped, and I cleared my throat, and he just get frustrated. He reminded me of Shaq missing 5 shots. He did. Make all them faces.
We've had some good times, though. We had way more good times than bad times. I do know that. And got to meet a lot of
Only
people.
thing I didn't get to make that coyote greyhound hunt.
Yeah.
That if you ever get a chance to go back, I want to go on that.
Well, you know what?
tour.
You know, it's hard to get away now because we have so much things going on with the LSU School of Forestry and working and, you know, just raising kids. I have 2 in college, and it's hard to find time to get away, but we can get some old videos and show them.
He made me promise not to say that, so his wife don't hear him. But I heard him. He done booked a trip to a fabulous hunt at a lodge in something in Kentucky somewhere.
Well, it's our
You
24th anniversary today. So this weekend at the National Squirrel Dog Banquet, I bought her a hunt to Kentucky as a surprise. She don't know about it yet.
That's just okay.
Yeah, as a surprise.
Well,
A deer hunt in
if
Kentucky.
she watching the show, hey, happy anniversary.
I love you, baby.
Yeah, super lady. When we come back, I'm gonna have a fishing report, and I got Bryce Knight. Night on the Lake at Darbone. He uncovered 2 tournaments, big tournaments, national tournaments over there, and plus he sent me some pictures. Yeah, that man's still catching big saccalate.
I was looking
Wait
at some.
till you hear the weights of how many 2-pound saccalate were caught.
I didn't realize the saccalate fishing was that good in Lake Darbone. I have a buddy of mine, Greg Herbert, that we went to college together. Then they have a camp
Top
on Lake
5 in the
Darbone.
country.
I might be calling him up to go fishing over there next week.
You the man to do it.
I'm gonna try it. Hey, all I can do is say no.
Stay tuned. You can tell him goodbye, but he ain't going nowhere. He'll probably be back next week with the story. He's on a rabbit hunt.
I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back Monday. I'm going home with Mr. Lawrence Thistlewaite on my place in the Vols. He has some real good rabbit dogs, and we haven't made a rabbit hunt this year, so we're gonna get the ones that coyotes and bobcats haven't got yet.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you.
See you back.
See you back Monday.
Stay tuned. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
As members of a Touchstone Energy cooperative, we've all got a job to do. And the more we work together, the more we save. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy cooperative.
For the thirsty, for those who hang out in packs, for heroes, for sidekicks, for those who see the glass half empty, for those who see it half full, for those on the right, for those on the left, for those with nicknames, for those with curves, for people that cycle, for people that recycle, for BFFs, for frenemies, for those with style, for lovers, for families, for big families, for everyone.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana, and our Berkeley Albert Garcia fishing report, our tournament report, our news items, and everything with the man on the lake, Bryce Knight from Night on the Lake. Bryce, thank you so much. You know, I was planning to come in, but I didn't get a hotel room. I couldn't do it, and I couldn't find a driver. The last tournament I covered with you, this man has go out of his way. He picked me up at my house, take me back. You fed me and everything. So I'm still going to keep thanking you.
Well, I'll tell you
Thank you
what.
for all your reports you send in and how busy you are with your businesses around.
I'm busier than a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs. I just have no which way to go.
I heard all that saying. Mention besides your guide service.
Yeah.
Mention your business. So you got clients all over the state, everywhere I can.
I do I'm a baking wholesale supplier that I sell to all the local donut shops and bakeries and casinos, and just anything to do with baking is what I deal with. And it's our company is John Kerner Company, and we're out of New Orleans. And
so if
King Cake has been really busy time for me.
I went to the Italian American Hall of Fame banquet, and they honored Coach Maneri and all the other tremendous people in the American Italian community. And on every table they had king cakes.
Oh yeah.
And for dessert they had cheesecake.
Yeah.
They had filet mignon. It was good.
You making me hungry just
event. So
you making me hungry just thinking about it.
My blood sugar didn't go out of sight. So just like when I went with you, it stayed close. Now, Bryce, these tournaments are getting bigger and bigger, and you told me before you get off there, you got a couple future tournaments you want to mention. But let's talk about the one 2 weeks ago in the Expo in Monroe.
The National Crappie League put on, the Expo in Monroe and had all the boat dealers there and everything. But just to give you a rundown, there were 14 fish over 2 pounds and 2 fish over 3 pounds. And this was over a 3-lake tournament. They fished Darbone Lake the first day, Caney Lake the second day, and Poverty Point the third day. And what they did is they had a Division I and a Pro Division. One of them would fish Darbone, the other one would fish Caney. Then the next day they swapped. And then the top 25 out of each one of those went to Poverty Point for the championship round.
Name the top 3.
The top 3 was Hayden and Dan Jeffries. Their big fish for the tournament was 3 pounds, 26 ounces.
They ran their pictures last week. I hope Chris can run them again.
Right, and then they had a total of 35 pounds, 42 ounces, won $25,000. That's 5 fish per day. So Travis Decker and Gene Newmeyer, 31 pounds, 58 ounces. JoJo Baker and Philip Wilson finished third place with 30 pounds, 83 ounces. So
what was the big fish of the whole tournament?
The big fish of the whole tournament, Hayden Jeffries caught it on 326. That's a big crappie, sockeye,
That's a big bass. That's
whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But
now, followed up, and next week again you were out there.
Yeah, I was off guiding on a Night on the Lake guide service all during the week, and then they called me up and said, hey, we need help with the Crappie Masters. So I went over to the Crappie Masters on Lake Darbone, and this was a 5-fish tournament also. 37 fish over 2 pounds. 270 was being the biggest fish, and it was a tie. Ryan Hansen and Junior Dye with 21.28 pounds. Kyle Ward and Dylan Gossett, 21.16. And one of my sponsors sponsors these guys, RJ Hargett and his son Zach Hargett, caught 20.48. They're sponsored by HH Rods and Reels, and them boys, they had it. They were the #1 leader our first place leader the first day, but just couldn't put it together. Wind got up. It was blowing sustained 25 miles an hour across the lake, and it's just hard to stay on them that way. But I wanted to touch real quick. We got an open tournament coming up on D'Arbonne. If you guys want to come to the crappie
Next weekend.
this coming weekend, it's going to be registrations Friday night. It's a crazy crappie tournament on D'Arbonne. Now this is at a hourly big fish weigh-in, so you can weigh a big fish in each hour, like the big bass.
Big bass, that
Right.
Toledo Bend and all that.
Right. Their registration the evening before, I think it starts from 5 to 6. Got the rules meeting at 6 o'clock. Entry fee is $125, and like I said, they pay big bass per hour. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Big fish per hour.
Big fish per hour, I'm sorry. And it's going to be a lot of fun. But one of the things that I've got coming up that I really just can't emphasize enough how much I enjoy it is taking our veterans fishing. There's going to be 6 veterans coming in from all over the United States, 6 or 7 of them. That's April the 19th and 20th. And they're going to have a guide take them out. And we don't charge anything for the veteran on this tournament. This is just for them. We're going to take them out.
Is this veterans only fishing?
Veterans only fishing.
Nice.
Yeah. And if anybody's interested in joining the group, the veterans group, you can contact Kenny Cobb at Cooters Live Bait and Tackle there in Farmville, Louisiana. I don't have the phone number on me right now, but it's Cooters Live Bait and Tackle. You can contact those guys there and ask them about his Outdoors with the Veterans program that he has. But with the veterans, my sponsor, H&H Rods and Reels, will donate a 7-foot Patriot rod to each one of those contestants to go there.
That's a great deal. I'm glad you mentioned that. Now, we're getting ready to go to the Berkeley Arkansas Fish Report. I'm going to let you start. I know you ain't been saltwater fishing, even though you live in Covington, but tell me, I've seen some pictures from you. Your clients have been doing well, too.
Yeah.
And where they fishing and try to make it quick, because I got to talk.
Well, my clients have been catching fish in D'Arbonne on the deep flats, 14, 16 foot of water, and we're using a plastic bait called slot limit baits, and the fish are loving it. Drop down on them, catch them.
What's the
get
colors
them.
of that bait?
It's according to what the water is. Black and chartreuse has been good. The orange and yellow chicken bait, we call it.
Stay tuned, and let me give you some of my photos that I got, and I don't want to forget these people. I got a really good report. I got some events I want to. Jimmy Corley, he's a guide over there with Waterfowl Guide Service down in the areas low. Jimmy is sent me a notice, and I've been getting them from all over. They're gonna have a cleanup day at Campos Landing.
Yeah.
And that's on March 17th at 9 a.m. They'll meet the volunteers. All the supplies, food, anything you want to do, that's at Campos Landing. I want to thank y'all on that. Now, give it to a fishing report, my weekly fishing report that are coming from Slidell area. Captain Larry Brantley, that's the dad of Mike Brantley. He took his group out here in these pictures. They're catching a bunch of fish, and they fish in deep, 14, 15 foot of water. He's catching fish. He's also on Facebook. The story is on Facebook. You can find him all over that. Captain Mike Brantley, Fishing Food, Charters. Because all the reports from Slidell, Fouchon, Cocodrie, everybody's catching fish.
Yeah,
It's all continuing on the weather.
They just had the Bass Masters over there on Toledo Bend. They showed out.
Well, one of our correspondents, Brendan Dubrock, who's working for the Lieutenant
Yeah, he was
Governor's
down there,
office.
didn't he? He covered it.
He was there. He's going to send it. That's on Facebook. He got it. Whenever he comes to town for meetings at the Capitol, I'm going to bring him on here and talk about it. I'm still working on getting the Wildlife and Fisheries Secretary, introduce her here, and find out the people she kept. there's still some controversies going on, or still debates are going on about the diversions.
Right.
Paper today has got a great article coming from both sides. Say a prayer. We seek the truth, scientific truth. No special interest.
Right.
And that's hard to do in anything.
It is.
Whether it's
Nowadays.
politics, football, whatever you do.
Fishing.
Just can't do it. So we'll keep our prayers and our eyes open on there. Get some guidance. God, send it on that. Now, I got another one. My good friend Perry Barres over there took a lady out and a few people. Heidi Daigle for Keller Williams. Here's a picture that they were caught these fish. I'm gonna tell you, they caught it off of Core Drive. Y'all know where Core Drive is in Slidell, these canals. They had a 20-fish bass limit. They had a few keeper redfish, and they had some with the new regulations. Now, this coming Thursday, Wildlife and Fisheries meeting, proposal is to drop the redfish limit to 3. And I forgot about the size limit, but the captains can't include their limit anymore. So that's going to be a big change. If you want to weigh in your opinion, I think it'll be the last time, Thursday at the Wildlife and Fisheries meeting over here off of Highland Road. So y'all know all about it. I'll see if I got anything. Oh, the Cajun Vista, my good friends over there with Little Toefield and all of them, the Cajun Vista and Lafitte, they back guiding it. They pretty soon we're going to have in the plane flying. If you find any information, go to NewOrleansFishing.com, find out what's going on. I'm going to have to make a trip. I ain't been there since the dedication to all the reefs down there in Tofield's name, and boy, he's missed. Now, I'm just looking. Been so many funerals and everything, a lot of missing. Other captains, they're all on Facebook.
Yeah.
Send me more.
Social media is the way to go.
Rabbit season's all over.
Almost over.
Tax season coming up.
Oh, let's don't talk about that part of it.
Pay to Texas. I'm ready. You invite me.
Well, I'll tell
If
you what.
Want me to get away and just come relax and eat and catch a few fish. You know, I didn't get to fish over. I was on camera.
No, well, you were running the camera, and we were covering the tournament, and
but
you still moved pretty good.
Few I caught, I enjoyed.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you for
Thank
what
you.
you do. Thank y'all for watching Paradise, Louisiana. Thanks to Marty Campbell, Alan Trailer, the man over here at Pelican Sports TV. God bless y'all. God bless Louisiana. We'll see y'all next week.
Paradise, Louisiana is also brought to you by Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, IMCO, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.